Being fun
Yeah.
right, Christian.
So, Chris, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, bring it on.
So, what I want to ask you is, we're all over here, there's loads of over here from Ireland, and we came over because of what's going on with the Irish government. They're refusing to acknowledge what we feel about the migration issue that we have in Ireland. So, no government, the government won't report it, so we've been on protests and stuff like that. And it's not that, we welcome refugees, we welcome genuine refugees, women and children that are fleeing war into Ireland, but the undocumented, unvetted male military age migrants that we're getting is what we're getting more than that. And they've been causing hassle on the street, there's loads of issues with it, and our government won't, when we're trying to talk about it, our government won't let us, they won't go on RTA, they just don't engage with us, and we're very upset about
It's like
that.
a sponge, you know.
Yeah.
A sponge.
Yeah.
You know, if you have some water, you know, you take a sponge, you wipe it, right? The sponge is gonna absorb the water. That's what a society can do with any immigrants.
Yeah.
But throw a sponge into an ocean.
Yeah.
Can that sponge absorb all the water? He can't.
No, he can't,
It's the
no.
same thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a society, it's a Christian principle, you know, to be open to those who are fleeing war and stuff like that. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Many times. But it's our choice. It should be our choice. You know?
Yes, as
Yeah.
people.
How, when, to whom we do that. But they want to change that. They want to kind of erase our borders. They want to erase all the crossing points. You know, nobody's checked, and nobody's verified. Nobody's once someone is arriving here. You know, they have the right to remain here and bring all of their families. That can't happen. It's absurd. It's not. First of all, it's not feasible economically, socially, culturally. Why do they have to all come here?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they're calling Ireland Treasure Island.
You know.
It's not just that. We want a nationalist government. So we want a nationalist government in Ireland that cares about the people and the culture. Like our judicial system, I'm sure you're aware as well, in Ireland is atrocious. We have a children minister, Minister O'Gorman, has no children, trying to push this stuff on kids in the school books. Friends with Peter Thatcher. You know, there's a lot of issues that we have. We have 12,000 Irish families that are homeless in Irish homes, and this open borders policy, this is what I want to ask you, right? This is what so we have open borders, no passport, people can just come in, mostly all male, like economic migrants.
Yeah.
All again.
Something for you to have the perception that you have an alternative, but you don't. But that's the problem at the EU level as well. You know,
the
they
EU
play.
causing it.
Well, it's both. EU is pushing for this because you will have. I mean, imagine if you have an open border policy, right? The price of everything is going to go down, right? You will not make as much, you know, per hour because you have someone else who's working for way less. Because that's one thing. Second, you know, you will not be able to sell your property with the same price because if you have a high crime rate in your neighborhood, you know, who's going to buy a property over there? So everything is causing this. Very few people will make a lot of money. A lot of people will be losing money, right? You lose your rights. You will not be able to, for example, to educate your children in your culture, in your national identity. I mean, this is part of our culture, you know. Europe is like a mosaic. It's different than the United States, for example, where, you know, they don't have history, they don't have any of it's like it's a young country, right? Yeah. We in Europe, you know, depends, you know, like you guys over there are asking in East, you know, thousands of years of history, you know, we fought among each other. It's part of our culture, of our this is who we are.
Yeah.
You cannot just come and say, well, you know, wipe everything, you know, start from scratch. Well, that's not the European Union anymore. That's like, what's the difference between what they try to implement and USSR? There's no difference.
Yeah.
Furthermore, with everything that they do, they bring all these people in. They know that in maybe 5 to 10 years, they will have the right to vote.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
They're allowed to
Giving them the
That's the
right
problem.
now, yeah.
They're actually
That's
taking them
the
at
that's the
national
exact
level.
problem. So it is
Giving them
important
the-
for
giving
you
them the
guys.
right
You
to
have
vote
to
right
fight
now.
for your nation.
Disgraceful.
In Ireland, as we
Yes.
fight for our nation in Romania
absolutely.
and
And our
others
culture.
are doing in Bulgaria. Exactly.
And our families and our children. And
Because
their
they
future.
just had the migration pact voted like two weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
It's
yeah.
absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's
But it's
absolutely
like
insane.
our two MEPs that are here. All they do is talk about Ukraine. They won't
Claire
mention what's
Daly.
happening.
Well, Ukraine is an
They won't-
important topic, but let me tell you something.
No, but what I mean
it's an
is
excuse.
yeah.
It's an excuse for
Yeah.
them to implement all these policies that are hurting all of us.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Absolutely.
But
It's
even
absurd.
Ukrainians and Irish are now realise that all these like people from Nigeria, Somalia, they're all coming in under the guise of being Ukrainian. But
they know that they're
they're
being
questioning the whole
Well,
thing.
you know, my assumption was that these people in Ukraine, you know, they're like us, you know,
Yes.
not African Ukrainians.
Exactly,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
aware.
yeah.
They are
Yeah.
Africanians.
Albanian,
But
Albanian,
in
very
Ireland,
good, Chairman.
in Ireland we have 39,000 NGOs funded by the state to the tune of £6,000 million, 6 billion.
Those
And they
are not
doing-
NGOs
They are doing
anymore.
the government.
Non-governmental organizations, no,
Yeah.
they are funded organizations.
They are
Have you
government
any-
organisations.
The culture
Yeah.
and the
Christian, have
people.
you any tips that we can do in Ireland? Do you reckon
Organise.
just keep protesting
Organise.
and fight
When do you
back
have the
against
next
the
election?
government?
I'm running it.
Your next elections are next year.
Which
But-
one?
but
Local.
next year, local elections are next
European.
year.
Local election,
But in the
European.
meantime, like it's just like the people have the power. Once the people just get together, so it's. Do you reckon, like
The
in
most
your
important thing is for you guys to organize. It's very
Yeah.
important. Then identify candidates because
Yeah.
you need faces. People have
Yeah.
to put their vote on
Yeah.
someone. Okay, they run for offices.
yeah.
Don't if someone says, "Well, you're right wing or right wing or left
Yeah.
wing
Or
or
chicken
leaning." Look, this is not about right or left.
Yeah.
It's about right and wrong.
Yeah.
And everything
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
do is clearly wrong
Yeah.
for the following reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me. I mean, I'm looking what is happening in the UK as in the UK as well. I mean, it's like, I see conservatives. There's no difference between conservatives.
no.
I mean, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That is everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was a plan to kind of to conquer both sides of the
Yeah.
aisle.
Yeah.
For you guys in that part of the world. In our case, it's a little bit different because we don't have any two parties.
Yeah.
We have multiple parties, and then people have more options.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, you have to come up with a party that says, this is who we are, this is what we stand for. But you have to prepare these.
Yeah.
Christian,
Until
can I
then,
just
you
say
have to.
Just the system is broken, so we're trying to fight a system that's broken to get it back. As in, so we need to change the system
Look, the system.
because you
No.
can't fix something that's made it happen.
I know, but I'm telling you why this happened. Because many people fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's
yes.
Ronald Reagan said that every generation is, freedom is just one generation away from extinction, and that's a call and a threat of every generation. My parents fought against communism. My grandparents fought against fascism, whatever. Every generation has to fight for something. This is our call right now. This is our call.
Yeah.
Those that will be coming after us
Yeah.
should look at us and say, yes, what they've done here, it's an inspiration for us to keep the fight on.
Yeah.
This is how we should put it.
Yes.
Again, it's not about right or left.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we care about the people, we care about workers, we care about rights, we care about this, we care about businesses. So it's not right or left.
Yeah.
This is right or wrong.
Yeah, by all-
Everything that they do is wrong for our
Yeah.
countries, for
Yeah.
our families, for our kids, for everything, even for Europe.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that I have to close down, for example, all the power plants that I have and move everything to China?
No, yeah, we don't
Well,
do
it's
that.
crazy.
Right?
Yeah, crazy.
And one more
But even
question.
Ireland used to
Freedom of
be
speech.
a manufacturing country, and it's not anymore. Ireland needs to get back to being a manufacturing company and keep the people in jobs. Like everybody is emigrating from Ireland. I don't know if it's the same in your
Irish
country
people
or not.
are emigrating.
Irish people are emigrating.
Can I ask you one more question? The freedom of speech laws that we have in Ireland at the moment are trying to really clamp down on their right and freedom of speech, which is a big issue. And we're fighting back on it, but they're really passing through legislation in the Dáil. How do you feel about that?
Well, if you look historically, every tyrannical system was implemented firstly by tearing down the freedom of speech. Because when the media is not able to share the truth, when people are afraid to speak up their minds, then, fear
Yeah.
is gonna spread among society. And then when you're afraid, then you're trying to, cover yourself to feel secure, and then you don't want to say anything bad about the government. But it's exactly like during the darkness.
Yeah.
You can have the the worst darkness in the world, it's enough for one person to turn on the light.
The light,
The
exactly.
question is, are you that light?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you really want to bring light back in Ireland, you're the one
Yeah.
Please, God.
We are.
lighting
Light.
it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really
Appreciate it.
Christian,